Hello, Oracles. Well, today the market was basically flat and Tesla was down 0.05%. So we're going to go with plain gray. It's just kind of a boring gray day. And here in Connecticut, we basically had a rainy gray day all day. So just kind of par for the course. Gray across the board. And so it was kind of exciting for a gray day. You know, we had some low open this morning. We were under $700 for a little while. We rode up to almost $730 and then we leveled off at about $709. And so what did we learn from today? A lot of things can happen and you can get nothing accomplished. That's it. And this is why in this market, this is just going to be the norm for as long as we are going to be in this bear market. So for many of you, the best thing you can do is nothing. Just walk away. If your emotions are getting involved in things, just step away from it, truly, because we will get through this at some point. You know, who knows which way we're going to go, up or down. But either way, at the end of the day, we are going to come out of this and we will end up going green. It's just a matter of how much further down do we go before we come back up? How much longer are we going to be in this? All of these things are unknown. The only thing that we know is that this is going on currently, and most likely in the future, we are going to be going green. And so then we can go back to Market Basics 101. What do you do and not do in the market? Well, you don't buy during peak euphoria, because that is when everyone else is buying with FOMO, and that is when you get left holding the bag. Sure, there are exceptions to every situation. Maybe it's going up, you think you're at a euphoric high, you choose not to buy, and it goes up further. But I can guarantee you, most of the time, if it does go up further, it does eventually come back down. On the opposite end of the spectrum is do not sell during peak fear. I have talked to several of you in the comments wondering, should you sell Tesla right now? Well, ask yourself, if you were willing to buy Tesla just under $1,000 because you thought that was a great deal, why would you sell at $700? Doesn't make any logical sense. Now, if you think that Tesla and the entire stock market are going to crash and Tesla comes down to $100, then sure, go ahead and sell now and buy back in at $100. Me personally, I do not think that's going to happen. No one knows what the future is going to bring. You are the only one who can answer that question for yourself as to whether that is going to be a possibility on your radar. But for me, this is why I look at my long-term outlook. I'm holding Tesla for a minimum of 10 years. My 10-year price target is $12,000 currently. So for me, buying at $700, buying at $500, $200, $1,000, doesn't matter because the gains I'm going to have all along the way are going to be significant for me in the future. This is why I dollar cost average. You know, for me, I've got those itchy fingers. I like to be active and buy, so I dollar cost average every day, and if we see a little bit of red, I add a little bit more. This is to keep myself sane and active with my trading. But for me, it's still not trading. I'm investing long term. I'm just buying a little bit because I like to spend my money on it, and that's what I like to spend my money on is Tesla. And these are also reasons why I pay attention to technical analysis. And even though some people don't agree with it, this is one of the pieces that I look at. Because right now we are on a downtrend, as is the entire stock market, but we're looking like we're potentially consolidating around that $700 mark. Consolidations usually lead to a breakout or a breakdown. Lately, this year, we have seen breakdowns all across the way. This, again, is stock market wide. It is not Tesla specific. So I pay attention to these things because that's going to determine how much extra I'm going to be buying on these dips. So I was, buying $10, $15, and $20 based upon what $100 range we were in. Well, we were between 900 and 1,000, it was 10, 8 to 900 was 15, and 7 to 800 it was 20. But currently, we have been trading around this level for a while, and I don't want to deplete all of my cash reserves because we could be stuck in this for quite some time. So seeing as we're stuck in this area and I already put in $15 every day, I have now brought down my extra adds to the stock to $10 at the moment. And if we dip under 700, I've been making it $15. So just kind of floating in this area, but it still allows me to build up my cash reserves every single week while still investing in Tesla. I'm just balancing my own portfolio, and you guys need to do your own due diligence for your own portfolios, but to me it's about a matter of finding that fine balance of what do I have for cash flow generation coming in, how can I still build up my cash reserves while still investing in the stocks that I want to invest in. So I'm just playing that balance myself, and you guys do the same for your own portfolios for whatever strategy you have. And so other pieces of technical analysis that I look at are the RSI. Are we oversold? Well, currently we're still floating at 34, which is pretty close to the oversold range. Volume is still trading right around normal, around 29 million shares trading hands today. So when I take a look at all of these pieces of information, I can see, yes, the stock is suppressed. It's going to be down here for probably a little while. And again, looking at the macro environment, I do not see us pulling out of this, at least in a strong manner, for quite a while. So this gives me the indication to take a step back, let me minimize what I'm investing, still investing, but just not as heavy as I had been, build up my cash reserves, and wait for an actual true turnaround before I start dumping more money in. And so going back to the Market Basics 101, if you're not going to be buying during peak euphoria, usually what you would do is the opposite. Now, I know many of you are not traders, you're going to be long-term investors, but if you do trade a little bit or you're looking for an exit point for some stocks that you're in, you go yourself to peak euphoria. When everyone else is having FOMO, that's probably a good time to sell. Just like right now, everyone right now is panicking and they're wondering, should I sell? Well, if everybody else wants to sell, it's probably a good time for you to buy. Now, granted, we, like I said, could fall further. I don't know. This is why I dollar cost average on small amounts until we actually see this, but when everyone else is freaking out and panicking, that is my personal signal, and I've had to teach myself this because I used to be on the other end of the spectrum. I used to panic sell. Now I panic buy. When people are out here panic selling, I will be panic buying. I have taught myself to get FOMO on the other end of the spectrum. I have a fear of missing out on buying at amazing prices like they are right now. Granted, yes, you have to balance and make sure that you're not just dumping all of your money, and you have to be wise about it. But this is where I get the FOMO of, I don't want to miss out on these prices, so I'm going to buy a little bit. So this is just how I go, and this is how I take the technical analysis and I factor in the sentiment around the stocks as well, and I put the two together. Because when technical analysis is telling me that we are oversold and everyone else is panicking because they think they should sell, that is my green light to buy. Let me know in the comments below, how do you guys trade when it comes to euphoria and panic selling? Do you guys do the opposites? Do you guys just hold through it and wait? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.